It's a great day to be a Golden Tiger. Hello, my name is Kimberly Scott and I serve as your Vice President for Student Affairs. I'm so excited to be able to welcome all of our newest students and returning students back to Tuskegee University.
What are the university's plans for on-campus housing for the fall semester?
Tuskegee University has committed to a series of public health guidelines, including physical distancing in our residence halls. We have approximately 954 spaces that we have allocated for our on-campus housing, in addition to securing a space called the Connections at Auburn to assist with enhancing the number of spaces available to our new and returning students. We've housed about 65% of our new students on campus and about 40% or so of our returning students. And so we again hope to be able to accommodate all of our students, but unfortunately what we have realized is the demand for housing is so much greater than it is for those students who we simply do not have the ability to house. We have about 289 students that we are trying to assist with either finding housing off campus or referring them to other spaces on campus.
Can students have roommates this semester, and how will that be determined?
Approximately 60% of our housing will be assigned as single spaces to accommodate physical distancing. There are double, singles, and quad rooms that permit for appropriate physical distancing that will be assigned to 2 students based on the student's mutual request for a roommate.
When are fall semester move-in days, and how will that be managed?
We will welcome our orientation leaders, RAs, SGA, and other student leaders on August the 3rd to begin training and preparation for the start of fall 2020. Our new students will move in on campus on August the 5th through the 7th in time blocks of 75, beginning at 8 a.m. to 12 noon and continuing at 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Students were assigned a move-in time based on their last name and in alphabetical order. The time slots allow for 150 students to move in each day. We have asked students to limit the guests assisting them with move-in to 2 to 3 people in support of our public health guidelines, and we're also asking all of our students and guests to comply with physical public health guidelines for wearing a facial mask and physical distancing. We also have students who are assigned to a master lease at the Connections at Auburn. Those students will move in on August the 9th and should have received their correspondence, which outlines the drive-by move-in process.
Will students have to provide COVID-19 test results even if not planning to reside on campus?
The university has adopted a required COVID-19 test for all students, faculty, and staff. If you are a student attending classes on campus or living on campus or at the Connections, you are required to submit a negative PCR COVID-19 test prior to moving in and/or attending classes. Students who do not have a negative test result submitted by the time they move in will not be able to move in on and off campus residence and/or attend on-campus classes.
How will students safely use community-style residence hall bathrooms?
Given the reduction of students in the residence halls, we expect that it will become easier for students to manage the safe utilization of residence halls. The residence life and housing staff, including our RAs and hall directors, will evaluate the use of residence hall restrooms and community spaces after the first week to determine if we need to make additional arrangements. Facility Services has also adopted a cleaning schedule to ensure that facilities are disinfected and sanitized on a more frequent schedule.
If a student chooses to defer his or her admission or enrollment to the spring 2021 semester, how will spring semester housing be handled?
We support the decisions of our students and their families, and we will work with them to help them prepare for the spring semester. The application for spring 2021 housing will be made available in early October, and we will again assist them by helping them to apply and navigate the ereslife.com platform.
Will there be specific on-campus isolation spaces in the event a student tests positive for COVID-19?
Our community health team has identified isolation spaces for those students who test positive. So that includes on-campus residential students, and they will be housed in the specific location of the Kellogg Center. In addition to being housed in that space, staff will be available to assist students with health checks and meals during the isolation period. Students will be cleared by our Student Health Services physician to return to their regular housing assignment once a negative COVID test has been submitted. Off-campus students will need to isolate in their home residence.
How will student support services be managed for the fall semester?
Many of the student affairs and academic support services will maintain regular office hours, including scheduled evening hours. Offices will operate by appointment in some cases, and all students, faculty, and staff and guests must wear facial masks and practice physical distancing in office spaces.
How will student activities be handled?
The Student Leadership and Development Office will continue to offer a robust schedule of student activities in person and online. Those include educational, recreational, social, and other activities that all of our students will be able to take advantage of, including a new esports program that many of our students are excited about participating in.
What changes can students expect with dining services on campus?
Dining services will continue to offer a full range of hot and cold meals via a grab-and-go menu, in addition to regularly scheduled hours that will feature breakfast, lunch, and dinner in Tompkins Hall. In addition to the Austin's Grill, C-Store, and Kickin' Chicken being open, we will also continue to offer seating in Tompkins Dining Hall, as well as the patio outside of Tompkins Hall and patio options in Margaret Murray, to ensure that our students are able to continue to enjoy each other's company while dining and also practicing physical distancing. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the answers to the questions that have been plaguing many of our students and families. We wanted to make sure that you have these answers so that you can plan accordingly. And if you would like to find more information, you can find that on the website in Student Affairs. So just go to www.tuskegee.edu/student affairs.